Hello and welcome to Can Collective, guys. This has been a great World Cup, and we have seen some beautiful goals, some really entertaining matches, and we have seen the big boys come out to play. France have been amazing, so have been Argentina, but we always knew that France will blow teams away. We knew Argentina can play anybody out of the park, but I don't want to talk about what we already know and what we already expected. I want to talk about some surprises, some curveball that this tournament has thrown at us. So let me take you through three of my biggest surprises in the last 3 days. Firstly, Cabo Verde versus Spain. I mean, guys, I did not even know Cabo Verde was a country before this World Cup, and they have come up and they have owned Spain. I mean, a draw against team which is like 70, 60 places above you in the FIFA rankings. That is unbelievable. But it, although Cabo Verde were extremely diligent, they were very hardworking, they were just playing with such cohesion. It's really not about them, I feel. The failings were on part of Spain. If you guys remember back in 2010, Spain was king of the world. They played with their tiki taka style football, which nobody had an answer to. But the world has moved away from that, guys. The teams now press higher. They are transitioning quicker, and they've found ways to play through the intensity of tiki taka. Spain themselves have moved on from that style. They won the last Euro on the back of pace on the wings. Lamine Yamal and Williams, and these players have actually shown that Spain can play in a different way. But this match was a blast from the past and not in a good way at all, because Spain played with such listlessness. They had plenty of possession, but absolutely zero penetration. I mean, Oyarzabal looked completely isolated. Ferran Torres on the wing, that did not work for me. And the match turned on its head when Lamine Yamal was introduced in the 70th minute. We saw a completely different Spain. We saw what they can do if they play like they were supposed to. But by then, Cabo Verde had already shut shop and thrown the keys away. So for me, that was the biggest surprise of the tournament till now. And Luis de La Fuente needs to go back to the drawing board and needs to do some tinkering, and so that the bookmakers' favorite and my favorite can go far into the tournament. My second biggest surprise was Germany, looking like Germany again. I did not predict them to have a good World Cup, and neither did a lot of other people I have heard. So this was quite a surprise. I mean, players like Florian Wirtz and Jamal Musiala, they have had some really abject season with their respective teams, Liverpool and Bayern Munich, for different reasons. Florian Wirtz could not settle into the English football, and he looked like a shadow of the player that he was at Leverkusen. Musiala had an injury ravaged season, and when he came back from injury, he looked not like Musiala of the year before. But in this match, they were both balling. They were moving with such panache that, I mean, it was completely unexpected. But a word of caution, they did concede against Curacao. I mean, the score was 1-1 at one point. To concede against a team like that, I feel like Germany are quite suspect defensively, and teams like Ecuador and Ivory Coast in the group can actually exploit that, and they can tear their defense to shred. So Germany have their work cut out for them. But if they continue to play like the way they did in this match, if they do not take a bit of time to settle like they did here, I mean, they can actually surprise all of us. Third surprise, guys, is Messi turning back the clock. I know it's not a surprise to a lot of die-hard Messi fans. It's also not a surprise for me. I acknowledge his greatness. I know that he is one of the greatest to have ever plied the trade in this game. But Messi was expected to be the conductor, the one who directs the flow of the match, who is able to make everybody else play the way he wants them to. This was not that. This was Messi scoring two high quality goal and one brilliant poacher's finish to have his first hat trick in his sixth World Cup. So, I mean, his acceleration was still there. The shot quality, the decision making. I mean, all of these things are still there at the age of 38 while playing in a league that, forgive me for saying, is quite shit. So, I mean, this was perhaps, if not the biggest surprise, but I was quite pleasantly surprised by this. And these are my three big surprises. But I'll give you one bonus one. It's not really a surprise, but it's an observation, and it's a surprising observation. So I'll just get into it. It's that Scandinavian countries have made a statement. Both Norway and Sweden have blown their opponents away, and they have had almost identical scoreline 4-1 and 5-1. Sweden's 5-1 win over Tunisia was like truly impressive. I mean, Victor Gyökeres played the way he plays with, he works so hard, guys. He worked so hard for Arsenal last year. We have seen the same thing here. He took his goal also. It was really well taken. What was surprising about this performance was Alexander Isak. I mean, you saw the season he had with Liverpool. He looked like the ball will not just stay at his feet. But this was Isak 2.0. This was amazing. And I feel like he might have a very important role to play for Sweden. Similarly, for Norway, although they also won their match 4-1, the match was quite a bit closer than the Sweden one because Iraq had their moments. They actually had better chances. They were also the better team in the second half for a very large duration. But at the end of it, quality shows. Erling Haaland is a machine. He had his customary two goals. But Odegaard, despite the stop-start season that he has had with Arsenal, also looked back to his best. So I feel like Scandinavian countries might show us something that we were not expecting. So that these are my surprises, guys. What were yours? Please let me know in the comments. And like, share, and subscribe. It helps me out a lot. Bye bye.